Call 553-5364. Doors open at 9 p.m. until 4 a.m. Contact 556-0361 for VIP reservation. Saturday, December 17th at XO Nightlife. We're celebrating DJ Sex's birthday with the Booyah Birthday Bash presented by DJ Sexer and JW3.
Welcome to what we call Polotricks, and of course, seasoned greetings on behalf of the staff here at Polotricks, specifically Cedric, because we believe in the
Ebenezer Scrooge.
We believe
All minds.
Stop.
Not sharing.
The season is about love. It's about the birth of Christ, and I know for and we all have to come together as one and be grateful for being able to, pass the entire year.
Either way you turn that story, it don't work right. Either God is a molester or Mary is a liar.
This is
Which
it.
one? You take your pick.
This is what happens when you have a co-host who's an atheist. I apologize.
Wait.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Buy a lot
all
of
the
gifts.
best.
Spend your money on
Jesus
Amazon.
loves you, okay?
Back street,
No.
front street, spend the duku, buy the gift for the children, stop complaining, don't worry with the nonsense.
And get your Christmas tree. Christmas tree.
Why?
Because it's a season.
That one I don't understand.
Get
One,
your Christmas tree.
If it's in plastic, I don't understand it. If the tree in plastic, I don't understand it. Plastic is symbolic. I don't understand why you're going to cut down a tree, kill it, and then put it in your house.
Anyway.
I know the symbolism, but it don't relate to us, though.
Welcome again. Now, of course, a lot is happening in politics.
No, it's not.
A lot is happening as far as the progression of Parliament.
Maybe the progressive nature of Parliament, we all inclusive, but progress in Parliament, two different words.
Cedric, let me be the first one to educate you
Go ahead.
on the conclusions of many meetings that had to be held during the tenure of the previous worst president of Parliament in St. Martin history.
Stop.
And understand when I
Stop
say
right there.
the conclusion
The
of
conclusion
meetings.
of the meeting.
Yes.
The 30 plus meetings.
Yes.
That
the president of Parliament could not. She couldn't organize them properly, so that those 30 backlog meetings couldn't be done.
Wait.
So she is going to complain
Good.
that she didn't have enough time to do her job.
You're right.
She didn't have enough time to do her job.
You're absolutely right.
Therefore,
she could not take care of the 30 backlog meetings that she came in meet.
then she shouldn't take the job.
Who and how did the 30 meetings get backlogged?
Cedric, you're living in the past.
I like how he does putty foot.
You're living.
I like how he does putty foot there.
No, you're living in the past. You have to look to the future. And
From which point?
Forget
which point?
the backlog. It's what
so
happens
the backlog
now.
don't count no
The
more.
progression in Parliament, I applaud it. Why I applaud it right now is because we are seeing the conclusions of meetings that had to take place for a long time. Yesterday they had a meeting in Parliament for about the immigration and labor policy that had to be called a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago. Who was at the helm of Parliament a year and a half ago? This is why I'm saying.
Who?
Huh?
Who? A year and a half ago.
You're old?
A year and
You're
a half
old?
ago.
Who?
I'm asking.
A year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago.
Yes. What I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it had to be called during the tenure of the worst president of Parliament.
Yeah, the first one.
Listen. You just looking.
Keep talking.
Because you're
This
always
is
looking.
beautiful.
No,
This is
you're always
beautiful.
looking to
Go
blame
right
other
ahead.
people.
Who?
Other people.
Other people.
You're owl.
And you looking to blame who?
He's an owl today, folks. say hello to Owl Ortega.
Peligro. Peligro. You know what Sesame Street?
Again, once again, meetings are being called. You're not taking me serious today. I don't know what happened to you.
No, I can't. Oh, you want me to take it serious?
Because I'm talking serious business,
so-
Cedric.
so
Are you going
let
to
me ask-
contribute
let me
in
ask-
any way that
I didn't see
people
the
can
meeting
understand?
yesterday, and there's one thing I need clarity on. The lady could come back.
Which lady could come back,
The
Cedric?
lady was stuck in the Dominican Republic because the minister just whatever. It was clear she could come back.
Okay, so just to give you context, yesterday in the Daily Herald, they had a story that a woman brought the Ministry of Justice to court because
But she can't bring them to court because she's stuck in Santo Domingo.
she had a legal representative here in St. Martin
Oh, okay.
that represented her. And last year, no, it wasn't Brenda. I don't know. Last year, the court ordered for the Minister of Justice to give her a re-entry permit.
Last year.
Yes. Apparently,
2021.
2021. Apparently, the Minister of Justice ignored the court order up to now in 2022. And we're going into 2023. And this woman has businesses in St. Martin and is stuck somewhere else because the Minister of Justice can't give her a re-entry permit. And
Since
it goes,
when we don't micromanage these departments like that?
who's ultimately responsible for issuing the re-entry permit?
Oh boy, when we talk about responsibility, one day is the minister, one day is the department head. No, the minister, he can't, Ultimately.
Ultimately, the Minister of Justice
Yes.
is supposed to be the one that's...
However, I'm asking, does the Minister of Justice going to sit down and go through 400 or 500 immigration requests and go through each one of them in detail while she does a personal house visit?
You have to... what?
I don't know.
Okay, but you have to understand that, the department head is too busy dealing with their legal issues. So,
Or they function book.
they're... Oh, don't get me started on the function book.
The function
Cedric.
book finished, Andrew. It just as finished as the rest of the procedure.
I need a bag.
Andrew, the function book, right, unlike the previous years, has been through the process, right? The minister said it is done, and the police them can't go back here so because the function book done.
And they're going to get their money in 3 to 5 years.
I thought it was 10.
No, 3 to 5. Okay, so this year has been the most roller coaster year for the Ministry of Justice as far as their accomplishment is concerned. Because you had committees, you had bureaus, you had organizations that were installed. And I'm talking about the Victims Support Service or the Victim Support Agency. You have the Committee of Oversight
You know what is
on
so cute about these victims?
procedures
The same police,
in the
who
police.
abuse you is the head of the committee when you come to complain.
They have a committee to study the
Stripping of people and where to put the dollars?
many things are established, including the function book that has been finished, but then has to still go to the
we
Council
got
of
these
Advice.
committees with the police
And then,
understaffed?
and then also, the advice for the function book came back, but then it was finished. But then it had to still go to the Council of Ministers. But then before it goes to the Council of Ministers, it had to go to the governor. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it's going to be finished. But it's finished. But then afterwards, it's a month later, it's finalized. However, it still has to go back to the Council of Advice because they have some more notes that they need to put in.
Right, finish.
And then afterwards, the Council of Advice then sends it back to the government. But thank God, she don't have to send it to Parliament.
It finished.
She don't have to send it to Parliament because if she send it to Parliament, she know it lost because it's a ministerial decree. So therefore, the minister is the one who's going to sign it.
It finished.
But then afterwards, it goes to the governor, and she's waiting for the governor, but it's going to be an agenda point next week, Tuesday, for the Council of Ministers meeting so that it can finally be signed, sealed, and delivered 3 weeks ago.
It's finished.
But it's finished.
It's finished.
You finished?
All right, it finished.
You finished?
I was never finished.
Okay.
I ain't start yet.
I ain't start yet.
But it finished. It finished, Andrew.
I don't know what to say because the function book, you know, and yes, the unions and stakeholders and everybody had to put their 2 cents in it. But did the minister jump the gun by going to the media or sending out a press release every single time that it went through its trajectory? Because then...
We assuming that he went through its trajectory. Let me tell you something here, right? Moya Prat, all pretty talk. That thing what they put together, null and void. Too much mistakes, too much work. They pretty much got to go back to the starting board. And they were one.
Ask me if the police officers going to get their payment before the end of 2023. I'm going to answer you like the minister.
So, with all the hoopla, and we know it's finished, the officers are expecting a nice Christmas this year by getting their adjustments in order.
Thank you, Cedric, for that question. And I was just thinking about answering you, and then you asked the question, and then I was like, haha, you asked the question, so then let me answer you. You know, Cedric, the payment for the officers is very important to me and the ministry because since I came into office, I said to myself, you need to fix this, and you need to fix this now. And I started on a trajectory to do this right because the ministers before, they always did the talking and people just talking and talking, but no actions. And Cedric, give me a chance to speak, Cedric, because you asked me the question. So understand what I'm saying, that at the end of the day, I want this ministry to appreciate that I am doing everything within my power to make sure that the police officers and the rest of the uniform divisions of this ministry be strong and continue to work diligently for the community of St. Martin.
So they get any money, yes or no?
That was your second question already in the round of the press briefing. You can't ask no more questions. Ms. Roach, deal with that, please. Give a verbal warning. You know, you can't ask me no more questions.
Ms. Roach, I'm going to hit you with some raid big on if you tell me any nonsense here.
Cedric!
You didn't answer the question.
We are working on making
yes
sure...
or no question.
Understand what I'm saying.
Maximum letters is 5. Yes is 3, no is 2. You could take the shorter one. Use no. Just say no.
Yes and no. Understand what I'm saying. You see what I did there?
No, but...
Yes and no. Understand that we are working on making sure that this is done within a certain time limit. However, if the time limit expires, then we go back to the clause that the union signed that I have to pay you within 3 to 5 years. Merry Christmas.
The virgin birth, I guess.
So, anyway.
But how the people on the dumb get their money then?
Let me not talk about that. We should talk about that. All right.
The advice written?
Minister Atwell Irion took credit for saving the ass again of the Minister of Romy, who's in Holland getting workers for St. Martin that he can't pay. Is St. Martin a real place? He went to a job mixer. He come to St. Martin, come work. You can't pay contractors who clean your dump.
How much applications he got inside there already? People capable to... Oh, you need the fresh faces. The ones that are going to be loyal to you, probably. I don't know.
So Minister Atwell Irion basically had a meeting with them and told them, hey, your money good. Take this letter, go to the bank, get your money, and we're sorry, and we'll give you extra 6 months, and we'll figure this thing out. And then in the meantime, he went and called the Minister of Romy and said, look at the shit you put me in. You can't do this to partner. What's wrong with you?
So, pretty much een voorschottsregeling. Because the proper documentation needed to be presented to the governor.
The minister was busy dealing with the ombudsman, Cedric. Give him a chance. He's the highest vote getter. Now, understand when I say that, at least the workers receive their money. And that is what's important. First, I need to apologize to Cedric. And the reason why I'm apologizing is because everybody has told me from the beginning that having Cedric on the show is a wrong thing. And now, after spending almost a year with Cedric on the show, I have to apologize and say that I apologizing, just like the Dutch. That's my segue into it, Cedric. Because, that's my segue.
Boy,
you take the lead in this because...
Let's start by the beginning. Andrew, I lock you up for no reason.
Which many times was the reason.
I keep you locked up for an extended period of time. Then
400 years, 300,
about
200,
300,
200.
Yeah,
two and a half.
Yeah.
Quarter century.
Yeah,
Okay.
back. So then I said, Andrew,
Yeah, master.
I was wrong. You can go.
I can go where? Back to Africa?
No.
Where?
Out the door. Like
Oh.
you could leave the plantation house
Yeah.
and go in the bush. Because the plantation's still mine, but you can go.
Okay.
Tomorrow you come back, I might give you a piece of chicken leg if you continue doing your work. But anyway, that's sideways. And 200 years after I lock you up, for no reason, and unjustly, I now giving myself a pat on the back for having released you. Oh, you like that?
Cedric, allow me to be the devil's advocate.
Andrew, I did a great thing by releasing you out of the bondage that I put you in for no reason to begin with.
Yeah, but understand, and this is with so much... Anyway, understand that we need to start somewhere, Cedric. And you saying that, for example, it makes no sense that it comes now.
Makes no sense, I come period. And especially
No, okay, no. That's where I don't agree. That's where I don't agree because at the end of the day, Cedric,
You
understand.
tell me sorry for something you do for spite?
Okay, I do it. Listen,
No,
it wasn't, but it wasn't me, and it wasn't you.
Okay, then
it
don't
wasn't
tell me.
you. It wasn't me.
Don't tell me sorry.
It was centuries ago.
What are you telling me sorry
So then,
about?
because it happened.
But yeah,
Let us say from now that it happened. Let me acknowledge that slavery happened.
Who disputing that it happened?
Okay,
Listen,
nobody is. However, the apology needs to come, and it needs to come. So therefore,
Why?
it's coming now.
Why?
So what's the problem?
Why?
Because it was wrong. It was wrong.
When was it wrong? Then or now? You want to put on your glasses from today and look back at those times? Then I could do it too. Jeez, God immoral, he breed a 14-year-old little girl, he nasty.
Cedric, it's not the same.
Oh!
Listen,
You see, look,
slavery.
Slavery
let's not
was the how you say modus operandi at the time. It was the industrial revolution at the time. Human and capital labor was always in play up and until the industrial revolution. Now, instead of pulling on people's heartstrings and keeping the melody going,
They're sorry.
just acknowledge, hey, slavery is something that happened.
They're sorry. But this is the first step. And this is
You're
why
not sorry.
This is like
You're not sorry. If you are sorry, you are going to go to all those monuments you got in the Netherlands, acknowledging and proud of your imperialism, and take them down. Don't come tell me sorry. Start with your actions. So what the Pete Costello.
why Swat people stay?
Because we need to change the narrative.
Yeah.
We need to understand that Swatopede is an actual aspect of history. After 700 years of the Arabs with their Moorish army, which was their black captives, black slaves, not superheroes, the slaves, the ones that cut off the penis and put them in the army because the Muslims had something to lay down or get down. So don't take credit, black people, that, you were running Spain. You were the slave army. Realize that, okay? 700 years. Catholics, Christians, Spanish, chase them out, send them back Morocco. You see how good it is that Morocco beat Spain, boy. Oh, boy. Anyway, so send them back there. They set up shop in Northwest Africa, in Morocco. The Arabs, right? The Arabs, what come from Arabia, cross the whole Northeast Africa, gone up in Spain. So when the Spanish drove them back out after 700 years, and they wanted to proclaim and show the rest of Europe that the Catholicism and our version of God had re-won. You know what they did? They took some of the captives of war prisoners of war, and brought them into the rest of Europe to show, hey, we won the war. Okay. They had a bunch of black people back in the day, so we went blackface. Now that we have a predominant contingency of black folks, let us unify. And every December, cash in. We charge 200 euros an hour. And we have a vereniging. We don't have to schmink. We just need to dress up like old Moorish clothes. And we make buku bucks. We need to start a vereniging, the United Zwarte Pieten van Nederland. I don't see why you get vexed and make all the confusion. Since you're sorry, no pay. 200 euros an hour, pardon. You know much unemployed black people in Holland would take the opportunity.
Sinterklaas kapoentje.
Hoi, wat team is goedje.
All right.
And then you get...
Bring it back, Cedric. Bring it back. St.
Do
Martin.
you think that's a good idea?
St. Martin is contemplating or is going ahead with accepting this so-called apology later this week.
We would.
According to the
Because
Prime Minister.
in the Caribbean is where they used to do the actual buck breaking. So when they used to come the rebels, who are kill him. In the Caribbean islands is where it used to be the buck breaking. So what we have here is the dorsalis of the. That's why I confusion I stick out, cause like I missed the whole thing. Like one of them, like one titty looking, like you just that one you can't break. So compared to the rest of the masses, is that one there that dude, you gonna get us in trouble? Shut up. But yeah, I would expect the St. Martin go bend over backwards and take whatever they get.
Well, that's the thing. They said they don't know what the apology would contain, but they will be there. And it says representatives, and they will be accepting the apology on behalf of the country.
The king coming to apologize?
No, he's busy investigating whether he had anything to do with this this slavery or not. The monarchy was like, wait a minute, did we have anything to do with our building of our...
Ga eens even kijken op de Jordaan.
Yes.
Ja, op de Jordaan, daar waar je alle handelaren had. Ja, ze kwamen binnen met de hier en daar wat slaafjes in Nederland. Although it was illegal in Holland. Slavery was illegal. So when the Spanish Jews, right, used to go with their servants, right, and the Portuguese and the Dutch used to go back to the Jewish contingent back to the Jordan with their servants. After a year, they either had to convert them to Judaism. That's why you have a few black Jews, like Dr. De Wint in Curacao, who's a black Jew, but he would tell you that black people are inferior. I had a conversation with this man, right? He watched me in my face. Somebody holding a conversation with him. and same equal level and tell me y'all inferior though, because he's a Jew. It's the words come out of my mouth, me lying, but I know Cedric, Cedric loves to call her name, and point and say, you said that to me. So Dr. DeWitt, he retired now. But he said, and tell me plain and simple, in red piano, we were having a discussion. So all these historical narratives, I know them a long time, but smart people ain't ready to deal with the hard truth. So when I tell them, Mary wasn't a virgin, they just go crazy.
Cedric, okay. Focus, please.
So understand that you ain't gonna look for ING. Ik zeg het met de Nederlandse uitdrukking. ING. Fatum. ABN. Je hebt de AMRO er toegevoegd, but just check out the history. And see how their fortunes were made. Insuring the ships of the slave trade. But you see, you gotta study history. Not the one the teachers here about Hernan Cortez and Peter Stuyvesant.
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Yeah. Okay. Understand though that you have a great deal of opposition on the different islands, specifically in St. Martin also. Yet there's a petition going around for us not to accept this apology, Cedric. So the question now is, after the Prime Minister ignores yet another petition because she's ignored all petitions since she's come into office, what would be the next step? Do we get independence like Risha want?
And that's another...
Because first she wanted decolonization, but I guess now she want to go independence. I guess she can't make up her mind. Can we get independence from Risha?
We can't get it from her, we gotta get it from the Dutch.
Oh, okay. No, but I want to be independent from her. Like, leave Parliament. Go. You're the worst. Leave.
Yeah, but you know, right now, when you say that, you know how weak a ground you stand on, right?
What are you talking about? I think I'm very solid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you up on the golden end of Front Street.
What?
The only solid place is the golden end of Front Street.
There's no golden end of Front Street. Flo busy, they're busy fixing the road right now, so it's shaky.
Again, I do not ever operate from an emotional position, right?
Yes,
so that's why this whole slavery talk, I don't watch everybody and go, okay, if you were back then, you would have been two things. You would have been a slaver or you would have been a slave. And sometimes you would have been a slave that ended up being a slaver, or you would have been a slaver that ended up being a slave. Because those were the two options that existed back then. Let's be honest, folks, right? Servitude was the power that was the industry, was the force. We developed, and let me tell you why slavery done. The Industrial Revolution. It became easier to pick cotton with a machine than with people. So understand there was no emotion, there was none of this involved when these things were happening. You forget.
I thought they had feel bad.
You forget that it takes two to tango. Politics, these things, people were sitting on holding court. They were establishing prices and trade. So we need study the history without emotion, and nobody can fool you with an apology that has no value, which is a feel-good, look-good thing for them again. Reparations. We just had a devastating hurricane with a pandemic on the back of it.
5 years ago.
And the people who want to tell us sorry give us a loan via the World Bank.
They wasn't in government then. It was a different state secretary. It's not the same. Knops van Huffelen, Knops. Somebody else. Different policies. So we're sorry now. But pay back my loan though.
pay back the money, which we know for a fact are poor under the human line existence. 1493, y'all start to engage with slavery. By 1600, pew! Your economic growth went skyrocketed, especially the Dutch, because the Dutch had these 3 islands, Bonaire and Saint Martin, which was providing one of the most lucrative commodities. It was what it weighed in gold, which was salt. Y'all didn't know I know all of this, huh? I don't pretend. I don't get no spotlight awards and talk half the thing. I talk the full thing. Okay? So let me tell you. So your economy grew by 600% and 700% off of everything that you was exploiting out of these people.
Thank you, and we're sorry now.
No. I appreciate you sorry. Go talk to the World Bank and show me how sorry he is.
Cedric, I think it's a good idea for the St. Martin government to receive 200, 300, 400 million euros.
I ain't saying take the money out the World Bank. I just saying that aspect of it being a fiami.
Yeah, because we don't trust you. Understand this. Understand the Dutch has always maintained and they always showed that we're not trustworthy.
No. The Dutch know that they themselves aren't trustworthy.
Okay? Yes.
And if you don't trust yourself,
you can't trust nobody else.
You can't trust nobody else. Because if you look at what's going on in the Netherlands, judges doing what going on in the tax department up there? The fraud cases in the tax department. I don't follow the news. Club self ain't get caught up in some fraud because he got houses and land where he's supposed to have it. Clubby, kom maar even praten, jongen.
Now, we understand that the King's Committee that's going to do the investigation, whether it had anything to do with slavery or not, is going to be headed by the PFP. And I know for sure that MP Gums is going to be very fair and very balanced.
I could point you in a good direction. Yeah. Right now, from the Universiteit van Utrecht, they're doing a study, right? And it's all about how and where did the black and mulatto Jews, how they were dispersed in the Netherlands and the rest of Europe, because once they were brought over as servants, and in Europe it's illegal. Watch how we go. Slavery illegal in Europe. What these people got colonies over here. Talk about double standard. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but we're a proud colony, of course. We're a proud colony because we want independence now. I don't know how, but we want independence.
Independence from what?
Cedric, let me not have this discussion
right now. Yeah, it's a discussion
let's continue with this.
Let's why. We either want equality or independence. Okay. Andrew,
why we can't have both, Cedric?
Andrew,
why we can't have both?
Andrew, because I am 6 foot and you're 6'2". So we're not equal. You taller than me. I wear a size.
But we have equal rights.
Yes.
Okay. So this
I
is
got a right to go left and you got a right to go right.
Correct. But this is what I'm saying. When it comes to the country, we can be equal and we can be independent.
Like the two ain't mutually exclusive and define equal. I got a big gun and you ain't got none. I got a big army and a lot of money. You ain't got none. We are not equal.
Oh yeah, we don't have an army. Okay. We don't have a...
We equal. So I don't live in illusionary world.
But we...
At which point in time was any human being equal? Let's go back, Andrew.
Cedric.
You were the smart guy, right? But I was the guy who used to run fast and chuck all the spears. What you used to do, because you were the smart guy, you used to leave me run, go catch all the fish and thing, set up your girls where you're talking to them, go slime me up, bring all the fish over here. Now you got all the stuff. Smart versus brown. But you understand? There was always a power dynamic in play with human beings. This concept of equality, there was never none. And at the point that we shared everything equal, you were conscious that it was me sharing my stuff equally with you.
Okay, good point. However, for St. Martin, in St. Martin's case, because I like to bring it to the actual facts, Cedric, because you like to do this this fantasy thing. And understand when I say, Cedric, that St. Martin has been under the torment of the Dutch for so many years.
Torment.
And we,
COVID vaccine,
we
state of the
have
art,
been
first in the Caribbean to get it, but we tormented by the Dutch. Whether you like it or not, 600 million there. Now, how we do go about
independence for St. Martin is also a good thing because we get to have our own passport. We get to have our own responsibility for the foreign affairs. We get to bond with other countries without having limitations. So please, pass me with that bullshit, Cedric, where you continue to... How you mean?
You sound like these idiot politicians.
Let me tell you something, Cedric.
The UN means what? The UN means what? NATO means what? And the 3 new countries in Europe who are trying to join NATO right now to do what? What does the word globalization mean? What is the African Union? What does the African Union mean? What do these things mean, Andrew?
We can only get
Andrew,
there. We can only get there if we have our independence from these colonial masters. And if you there sitting defending these colonizers, then I feel sorry for you.
What is colonizer?
Oh, sorry. Colonizers, then I feel sorry for you.
I don't use that kind of rhetoric anyway.
No, it's not about rhetoric. It's about the facts.
Which facts?
Cedric, the fact is that we are a colony and we are being used by these Dutch.
How are we being used? Do you come on here and milk the cow?
Literally.
Yeah?
Yes.
Which cow?
That's the question.
Which cow?
That's the question.
Because according to me, the port owned by Royal Caribbean, so they milk.
No, the port is a government-owned company, Cedric Ortega.
Yeah.
Do not give wrong information to the people.
Yes.
It's a government-owned company.
Yes.
It is not by Royal Caribbean partners.
Oh, you see how the plot is sticking?
There's no plot. There is partnership. We have partnership. Just like how the airport, has partnership with different airlines.
Huh? You just say it and you don't take it so serious.
Cedric.
So, this whole concept, now watch what we do. We mash up the Netherlands and TV.
Yes,
Mash it up.
rightfully so, because Curaçao was taking everything. And now, Curaçao was stifling us. And now, we in charge. We got prime ministers, we got ministers, we got chief of polices, we have
rape and nudity in the jail.
And strip searches.
Strip searches. They don't at least give the people a little dollar now. Put on some music. I mean, do the thing right, man. Right? Anyway, so this rhetoric.
It's no rhetoric.
The
facts. Say it right.
Appeal to emotion, which has been the guiding thing in these islands for so long.
I swear to God, right, Cedric, you live so in a different world.
Yeah.
I swear to
Yeah.
I don't understand because slavery happened. You know that we in a colony. Why are you making it sound as if no, everything is hunky dory? And it's a weird PFP boy here, because I don't. But that's how you're making it sound.
Okay, go
but that's why
go independent.
And that's why if we go independent, we can fix all our problems.
Hunky-dory?
If we are independent, we can fix all our problems.
Okay, good. What's your currency?
Our currency is guilders.
Guilders.
Yeah, so what's the problem?
Guilders?
No, guilders.
Guilders.
Yes.
Guilders.
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 That's
English
the word.
guilders?
Look it up. Google
Dutch
it.
guilders?
Google it. It's guilders.
What kind of guilders? Backed by what?
The Netherlands Antilles.
Backed by what?
What do you mean?
To have a currency, it need to be backed by something.
Okay, you're teaching me something. I didn't know that.
Wait, backed by gold? We got the gold reserves?
No, we got bonds. Do you know what's a bond?
Yeah, James Bond, a movie, 007.
We have a central bank of Curaçao and St. Martin.
That has the equivalent in gold for you to support it?
They have bonds.
James Bond.
Okay, so understand that, you know, and we use
A bond is a what? A
we
piece of
use
paper.
dollars. We use dollars.
You ain't
But
answering the question.
Our currency is guilders.
We independence in Martin now.
So now independence in Martin
Stop.
is going to have the St. Martin dollar.
The St.
Have
Martin
respect
dollar.
for me.
Okay.
The St. Martin dollar.
So,
And it's
backed
going to
by
be
what?
backed by the US dollar.
So now, who are good?
We're going to go to Biden and we're going to talk.
Biden. Biden don't own the central, the currency in the U.S. He borrows it too.
Okay, so we're going to go to the National Treasury and we're going to have discussions.
So we're going to go and borrow our currency.
Because we're independent. Yes.
Okay, from a private central bank, which we got to pay back at interest.
You know, Cedric, you good with confusing.
Oh,
But it's not about confusing. It's about our own independence and being able
Independence
to
from
make
what?
sure we build our own people instead of there looking for handouts, waiting for handouts from
Build
the
your own
Dutch.
people?
Because that's the problem. That's what we've been having all these times.
What party you running on?
What?
What party you running on?
I ain't running on no party.
You in campaign mode?
I ain't in damn campaign mode.
campaign mode?
No, Cedric.
You just hit
It's
me.
just
You sound like you have been to these rallies where you
No.
know all the trigger points and those still on the conversation to flesh out these claims you're making.
Cedric.
I still buy the currency we using.
Why we still buy the
it's supported
currency?
by?
Independence is work. And we are going to work to be independent. Cedric has a problem, people. Anyway, when it comes to, you know, the 2023 elections, it's
You see, in campaign mode. That's what he sounds so.
23 elections, of course, different parties are springing out. We still don't know what is happening with the independistas in parliament. And of course, I am not running on any list.
Listen, they framed that speech there, Andrew. You is a candidate. You went an English independent, are they?
The Democratic Party, of course, is one party that's going to look.
Red and white, you're going to Democratic. He's running with the Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen. I understand now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have the URSM who's making URSM.
You.
No.
You.
Yes.
RSM.
No, I'm not.
You are
No.
SM.
No, I'm not. That's Prince. Prince is URSM. So you have the URSM that's making its round, announcing candidates and everything. I swear I saw a picture of Cedric, but then I noticed it was Julian Rolox Jr. So I noticed that many. I'm just saying, Curacao.
I a little bit taller. I a little bit taller. I head taller.
You know they're saying that's the Curacao party.
Yeah.
You think it's fair to call it the
Bon.
Curacao party because
Bon.
everybody on the party speaks.
Bom, bikemendino, si bastante as coipendeu, ando bastante bai, não se bem. Si bastante bai, não se bem, no?
Yeah, but Chris Weaver can't speak Papamento. Can he?
Ah, Rubiano sim, tá pra ver.
Oh!
Cuidado. Si bastante bai, não se bem, mo, né? Não se like bastante bai.
And then you have the police union guy who's
Hey,
going to be
hey, tá
also
claro
on
não
URSM.
Tá claro não está. Finally, St. Martin going to get it run like the way it was run it in Curacao. It's going to be done professional and good. Successful. People of St. Martin deserve the better, and I think that we, the Curacao, coming to St. Martin is the best option to fix the thing here. No? Son bastantes que can.
Okay. Okay, so the URSM party is also a contender, but look out for the USP who's breaking the cycle with Pamela Gordon.
You agree with me?
She's breaking the cycle.
You want Holland come fix it?
And some of the top
She
candidates,
said Holland must come fix it.
yes, because they don't have no seats, so they want Holland to come and fix what they want to be independent from.
They have a seat. They have a seat.
They don't have no seats. They have a seat, but they don't have it.
They have a seat.
Because they expel the boy. They expel him.
Yeah, but the seat was always theirs.
A top contender of in the USP, of course, is Gromyko Wilson, a top contender. And of course, he has been campaigning already.
Merry Christmas, Virgin Birth, Jesus, Prophecy.
And of course, you
Deuteronomy.
have the United
Hebrew Israelites, Black Hebrew Israelites.
The United People's Party is also another party that is still rebuilding, from what we're hearing. A restructuring is going on at the United People's Party, but they are still running, from what I hear. The PFP is also, of course, Cedric is making sure that they will have 23 candidates instead of 8 candidates this time around.
We don't need, listen, efficiency.
Efficiency, I get it.
Quality.
Quality.
Not quantity.
Not quantity. So what you gonna do with Lumina Duncan? Okay. Anyway, then you have and then of course you have the PPA. You have parties that
I want it now.
now,
I want it now.
and they are getting a load of candidates going and coming. And listen, are you stop playing with Savage Chris's blood pressure? Because from what I hear, many people are saying, yes, they are going to run with him. And then the next week after, they then say, no, they're not running. And then he gets somebody else, and then it cycle continues. Stop playing. If you're going to run now, go now.
Like Andrew is fully on the independent party.
No. So, and the question is, of course, the independents, they continue to search for a home. Some will start their own party. Some will go.
But what would you suppose who don't have a home? Who thought they had a home?
Of course, the National Alliance is the party that is the most concerned for political pundits because, yeah.
That done.
It's scary.
That done.
Because
that dead ship.
Because they intend to run for the next election, of course, to get re-elected.
Are they running a relay?
They are
One in
going for re-election. So the question is, Severa Jacobs will have to have a slate of people that believe in her.
Wait, Severa Jacobs will have to have a what?
A slate.
Why you just operate on these presuppositions?
Because she need to have people that can follow her.
Why she would have to need people? In what capacity? As a leader, right?
As a leader.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so meaning to say
So
that they believe in her.
You're assuming that she's still going to be the leader of the party.
Oh, she's going to be the leader of the party, definitely. There's nobody. Oh, maybe the highest will get Chirendi Doran would be able to, take over the party. Or then you have William Allen's son that's running, also Hyundai Malin. The time is now. What's the name of this foundation again? Giving Back. The Sports Foundation. All I Want for Christmas. No. You can't remember.
Economy upcoming.
Okay. Either way.
My daughter got jacket.
Yeah. Okay. You see. But anyway. So the party, the National Alliance, you have to look at what's going to happen if there's going to be reshuffling, because quite a number of members also left the party, just like the United People's Party. So the question is will these two parties be the top contenders, or will small parties like the PFP, new party like the Now,
Paradigm shift,
be the big parties for the next elections? Who's going to be the big party? Because in Parliament, as we see it, the only biggest party right now is the National Alliance with its 4 members. And then, of course, that's it. You have 2 members for the UP and 1 member for UD. You have 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2.
No, we don't. And I'm going to continue to keep reiterating that fact, right? We're talking about political reform. And I wrote that. It's like the Duitsers say, als ik niet kan voetballen, dan is de bal niet rond. Like, no. Nothing wrong with the system, folks. It is a lack of education, lack of common sense, a lack of rational processing of information. All of that in a bag of greed and power hungry is why we got a confusion we got in Parliament today. Parliamentary, proportional parliamentary system, tried and proven. It works. But if we got this level of poor implementation, it's like you know how bad it is? You get keys. They tell you drive the car. You get in the car, go under the thing, jog out the wires and hot wire it.
It's nature.
Because just using the key was. So we reinvent and we do and play with this whole proportional parliamentary system to the point that it's so corrupt now that we can't see the trees from the forest. So now we want a new system. To do what? With a corrupt mindset, with flawed reasoning and thinking, with people who actually believe in Jesus was born of a virgin. You're going to continue to get the same confusion.
With that, we'd like to thank you so much for watching Polotricks. Of course, until next week, do have a safe holiday season.
Ho, ho, ho to all of you out there.
And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Cedric and Martin, and season's greetings. My name is Julie Ronald Jr. As we are approaching Christmas and the New Year, I would like to make the public of St. Martin aware of their health before going into the feast days. In the feast days, we eat and eat without paying attention on our health. There is a study done from the World Heart Federation that worldwide 1.3 billion people is affected by high blood pressure, and 10 million people dies of high blood pressure worldwide. On the 18th of December 2022, we will have our afternoon where they will be the Diabetes Foundation and my leader, Dr. Luke Marcelino from the URSM, who will check in for high blood pressure and also giving a absolute free consultation on your results. Of course, food and drinks will be available and of course a little bit of music. I would like to remind you, St. Martin, a healthy people is a happy St. Martin. I would also like to thank you for looking at this video. I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. See you there.
Call 553-5364. Doors open at 9 p.m. until 4 a.m. Contact 556-0361 for VIP reservation. Saturday, December 17th at XO Nightlife. We're celebrating DJ Sex's birthday with the Booyah Birthday Bash presented by DJ Sexer and JW3.